All right. We are here with the star first board player, drafted second pick to the Bloomfield Bishops, Cal Vandrehoek, otherwise known as Wolf2008. We got him here with us. We're going to ask him some questions, and we're going to go over his game that he played against Full Empty Pajamas, when he played the Muskegon Masters on this past Sunday. And you know what? Let's just get right into it. Cal Vandrehoek also goes to the Roper School. I am the coach there, so I know him pretty well. And let's get to the game here. So this is his game that he played against the Muskegon Masters first board. Henry Billings, otherwise known as Full Empty Pajamas. And here, Cal, you play a Sicilian. Now, Sicilian is the highest scoring defense there is in chess. Now, just because it's highest scoring doesn't mean it's the best. It's high scoring because it's either the draw percentage is so low because the position is imbalanced. So black wins a lot of games, white wins a lot of games, but there's not many draws because the symmetry is broken once c5 is played. Black plays c5, saying that I am going to control the queen side of the board with the c pawn, and if I don't get mated, I'm going to have dominance on this side of the board, where white says I'm going to take the center and the king side and try to play on that side of the board. So it's opposite sides of imbalances, and that's what gives you a rich game when the Sicilian is played. So that is the opening that's played here with Wolf2008 and Full Empty Pajamas. Now, Full Empty Pajamas plays c3. Now, this idea of this opening, a lapping, is to gain space in the center. What do you think about the way Full Empty Pajamas played this opening here, Cal? I mean, what's your view on this opening? Are you comfortable going against it, or how do you feel?
Actually, I think it's good to use against me because I don't like being cramped, and a lot of the time it gives me a cramped position.
Okay, right. And so that's exactly what space does. Now, for those of you who have the same feeling as Wolf2008, when you are cramped, if you have a space disadvantage, there's two things you're supposed to do. You're supposed to attack those pawns in the center and attack that space preferably with pawns. And then if you can get rid of those pawns, then you get more room for your pieces. Now, if you do not get that room for your pieces, then it's good to trade pieces, because space is less valuable when pieces are off the board than when pieces are on the board. So that is the battle of philosophies right here in this game here. Now, Cal, you play knight f6, and then he plays e5. Now I'm gonna show you something here that's very interesting. This move is very interesting here, Cal. Have you seen this move?
No.
Okay, so the purpose of this move here with bishop b3 is to play bishop c2 and d4. And the thing is, you're going to get this big space advantage plus development, right? And it actually is a pretty cool idea. But if you ever see this, Cal, I think the best move is to play c4 right now. Okay, just to let you know that. All right, so here he plays e5. Cal, you go knight d5, and then there is the space advantage. These two pawns, the d4 and e5 pawns, they give the cramping effect. So that's why it's so important to start the attack on these pawns immediately. And Cal, you do that with d6. He plays knight f3, and then you play g6 here. Now g6 is kind of off the beaten path. Beaten path actually. Here, the number one move is to play e6, and then your plan could be either knight c6 and queen c7, putting pressure on this pawn here. One high scoring move is actually for black is to play bishop b7 and bishop c8. Bishop d7 and bishop c6, combined with knight d7 and queen c7. right? And e6 as well. So those are the most well-known played moves, which makes a lot of sense. But here I know why you did this, because you just want to put the bishop on the diagonal and castle. Here he plays bishop to c4. You go knight to b6. He moves back and castle. And then here you take here. And I think that your position is pretty good here. Now, the one thing that I would have done though, Cal, I think I would have taken the queen. Because the most dangerous thing about a pawn being on e5 is that a lot of times it could lead to kingside attacks. And if the queen is off the board, then the kingside attack is not as successful. So we trade queens and then castle, and then now this becomes a target on e5. And here he plays bishop f4 because he just wants to protect this e5 pawn. And this is the reason why I would have traded queens, Cal, because of queen e2. Queen e2, which guards the e5 pawn, but also threatening rook d1. And now you're gonna get that cramped feeling that you were afraid of before. But after knight c6, rook e1, bishop to, and then he trades here, and now you should be fine. The queens are off the board. There's only one pawn here that's given any type of space, so you should be fine here. Did you feel the same way in this position?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I thought e6. I realized that I could take, and after bishop takes e6 and bishop takes e6 and rook takes e6, I have bishop takes b2.
Oh, I see. Okay. So this square here. So in case they played e6, you would have this bishop takes b2 move here. I got it. Okay. So the next move he plays is knight d2. Now what is your plan here? Since you know that e6 doesn't really work, what are you thinking in this position?
I'm trying to I'm trying to attack his e5 pawn and remove some of his defenders from it. So like I might go like knight d7
Okay.
or like maybe I don't know what else I was thinking.
Okay. Yeah, no, knight d7 should be okay. Also, I think it's okay to actually just trade this here. Bishop takes, knight takes, and then go knight d4. And then just take the rook on d4 here. I think that's okay too. Really, to me, this position, because if you look at the pawn structure, this position you completely equalize, right? This symmetric pawn structure, which is kind of not the thing that happens in the Sicilian a lot. And so I believe this is like equal, right? Just because of the pawn structure. Now, I would say this: I would rather be black because this pawn is so far away from this pawn. And so this, since it's on your side of the board, is a better target for you. Okay. So you do play e6, keeping the target there. He plays bishop to g5 here. And you go rook d7 and then h3. And what are you thinking in this position? You do trade here. Do you think that are you worried about his bishop here at all here?
No, I think his bishop on g5 seems a bit strong. It stops rook f8. But his bishop on b3 is like not very active. It's just hitting the pawn on e6.
Right, right.
And my knight
And
has
then
a
you
good
also,
my
go ahead.
knights have good squares on like d4 and d5.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Especially d4. So yeah, I would definitely prefer black's position here. You do play h6, and now that just looks like a blunder. And that's a hard blunder for him to make here with 26 minutes left. I don't know why he would play bishop to f6, but he could have just went back to e3 and been okay. So you actually win a piece here, Now, for those of you guys who are watching, even though Wolf 2008 is up a piece, it is sometimes that's a dangerous situation. And I talked about this in the last interview, a disease called winning. And we don't want to catch this disease. So we're winning by a piece and we lose all focus, and then our opponent comes back from nowhere because we're not focused at all. And so that disease happens a lot, right? So this is the time where I want to see the most accurate moves played and see how aware you are, Cal, in this situation. Um, Here you just double the rooks. So I like what you did here. You didn't get greedy and go rook takes b2 and allow your opponent to take over the file. You just double the rooks and stay calm and just lock down the squares and just make sure all your pieces get good squares. That's beautiful the way you played that. Um, he wants to now he played this really quickly and he wants to trade. You don't have a problem with trading here. And now it's just a bishop versus two knights. And I don't see a way that black can even come back from this. I know he wins a pawn here. The only way I could see this happening is if he could somehow trade these two pawns for these two pawns, and then I would think it's a draw. Okay, um, but I don't see that happening. So here you get your king into the game, and then there's another pawn. Plus, also you're attacking the h3 pawn. He moves that up, and I guess here he just resigns the game, and that gives you the win for the bishops. Now, I don't know if you know, Cal, did you know that you guys won 4-1 in the classical portion?
No.
Okay.
I was
Yeah, so you,
um I I wasn't paying attention to the standings.
okay. So yeah, the standings are up on MichiganJuniorChessArena.com. And so you, as the first board, beat Henry Billings. Siddharth, who is SME8N, beat Vizel. And Odama beat Tacky Element. And Spark 101 beat Chessmaster 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, I think his name is. And then Bala won. It was the only one that lost on your team. That's your general manager. That's the little girl that picked you in the draft. And she lost to Queen's Command. Actually, she lost her game there. But other than that, you guys won 4-1. You're undefeated, and you guys are favored because I don't know if you guys that out there know that we have a black division and a white division, and Wolf 2008 is in the black division, and there's going to be two playoff teams from each division. There's only two teams out of the six teams will make it to the playoffs, and the winner of that playoff will make it to the championship and face the winner of the white division. Now, the black division and white division, they don't play each other through the whole season. The only time they play each other is in the championships. Also, there are awards for whoever is the best board. There's MVPs for every board. So that's another thing that you guys want to look into, because even though you might be on the last board, you can be an MVP on that last board, and you can be the reason why your team goes to the playoffs or the reason why your team wins it all. So the Bishops are undefeated. So is the Forks. So the Farmington Forks and the Bloomfield Bishops are the two undefeated teams in the Black Division, and I can't wait for them to go against each other in the regular season. Now, we're going to switch to our rapid fire question segment with Wolf 2008. Now, Wolf 2008, Cal Vanderhoek is with us here. And Cal, you have 60 seconds to answer these questions. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. Time starts now. What would you do if you lost your school lunch money on the way to school?
Um I bring my own lunch.
Okay. What would you rather ride your bicycle for 50 miles or run for 10 miles?
Ride the bike for 50 miles.
Okay. What would you do if you were face to face with a lion?
Eat the lion.
If you were to wake up tomorrow morning and the sun was missing, what would you
Um, use a flashlight.
do? What would you do if all the candy in the world was eliminated?
Don't eat candy.
Would you eat Brussels sprouts every day for a month if you were told you'd be given a special prize at the end?
No.
What would you do if you were walking to school and your shoes just suddenly fell apart?
Mm, walk the rest of the way to school.
Okay, now, favorite color,
Yellow.
worst food,
Mm, quinoa.
stinkiest smell,
Mm, some type of cheese.
prettiest color. Oh, that's Damon's favorite color. Skip that. Best spot for a vacation.
Best spot for a vacation.
Yeah, best place to go vacation.
Um, Alaska.
Okay. Best flavor of gum.
Mm, I don't know.
Favorite animal.
Bunny.
Okay. Least favorite bug.
A centipede.
What's 100 minus 50?
50.
Favorite professional sports team.
Um, Manchester City.
Camping or hiking.
Hiking.
Left or right.
Right.
Up or down.
Up.
Stop or go.
Go.
Hiccup or burp.
Pick up.
Stubbing your toe or biting your cheek.
Biting your cheek.
Fly in the mouth or fly in your eye.
Fly in your eye.
Hopping on one foot or standing on your head.
Hopping on one foot.
Oh, he finishes the rapid fire question segment. All right. Now we do this. We're gonna do this every week. We are here with a potential MVP of the first year of the Michigan Junior Team Arena, Cal Vandrehoek, also known as Wolf 2008, representing the Bloomfield Bishops. Cal, I really appreciate you doing this interview with us, and I wish you good luck in the season. I know your Bishops are 2-0 and you're on the way. You're one of the favorites to be MVP of the league. And so I thank you for joining us for this interview, Cal. All right. And for Cal, Wolf 2008, I am the coach, Wilson Implodian out.